Today we're diving into one of the most practical tools you can ever have in your mental toolkit. It's called the dichotomy of control, and it's basically a Stoic reset button for your brain, especially when life gets really stressful. You know that feeling, right? When you're just completely anxious, overwhelmed, maybe even feeling stuck. Your mind is just racing. The pressure is on. It's a feeling we all get, but the reason why we get it is something most of us miss. So, what's the cause? Well, it's actually pretty simple. It's because we're mixing up what we can control with what we can't control. And the good news? There's a technique that's literally 2,000 years old that was built to fix this exact mental tangle. Okay, so first up, why do we even feel this way? What's going on in our heads that makes blurring these lines so stressful? Well, modern psychology actually has a term for this: misallocated responsibility. It's a fancy way of saying we get stressed out because we're trying to carry stuff that isn't ours to carry. You know, like worrying about a specific outcome we can't guarantee, or feeling guilty for how someone else is feeling. It's this huge weight on our shoulders that, honestly, we were never meant to pick up. But get this, long before we had a modern term for it, the ancient Stoics were all over this. They built a whole philosophy around solving this very problem, and their starting point was just brilliantly simple. Some things are up to us. Some things are not. That's it. That's the whole idea from the Stoic teacher Epictetus. He basically said that most of our pain doesn't come from what happens to us, but from us trying to control things we can't. And here's the magic part. The moment you get really clear on that line, a whole lot of that stress just vanishes. And here's how it breaks down. You've got two categories, two boxes for your mind. In one box, you put the things that are actually yours: your thoughts, your judgments, your choices, your actions. And in the other box, everything else: other people's opinions, the final outcome, the past, the future, pure luck. All of it goes in that second box. It's just a way to organize your mental energy. So this all sounds great in theory, right? But in the heat of the moment, when you're stressed, you forget all this stuff. So how do you actually use this when you need it? That's what this reset is all about. And let's be super clear. This isn't some vague meditation. It's a hardcore, practical exercise to get your head straight. Okay, so here's the 5-step process. We're going to walk through these one by one. All right, step 1, pause and slow down. Seriously, just take a couple of deep breaths. You can't think clearly when your body is in panic mode, so this calms everything down first. Step 2 is name the situation plainly. This means you describe what's happening without any drama or story. Not, my boss hates me and my presentation is going to be a disaster, but just, I have a meeting tomorrow. And now we get to step 3, which is really the heart of this whole exercise. Draw the line. And you start by asking yourself this one simple, powerful question. Okay, in this situation, what is actually in my control? And you got to be really honest and specific here. And your list is probably going to look something like this. You'll realize you can control how much you prepare, the effort you give, the tone of voice you use, whether you're honest, the boundaries you decide to set. This is your turf. This is what you can actually manage. Then you flip it. You ask the second question, and this one is just as important. What is not in my control here? What parts of this are totally out of your hands? And boom, this is where the fog starts to clear. The actual outcome of the meeting? Not in your control. How other people react? Not yours. The exact timing of things, whether you get praised or criticized? Nope, not in your control. And just seeing that, maybe even writing it down, can be a huge relief. Okay, so now that you've drawn that line, we go to step 4, release what isn't yours. This is the tough part for sure. You have to consciously, intentionally let go of that whole second list. Just drop the weight. You can even say it out loud. The outcome is not my responsibility. And finally, step 5, commit to one action. Just one. Don't try to fix the entire universe. Look at your in my control list. Pick one small, simple thing you can do right now that aligns with your values. And just do that. That's it. That's your job. So, when is this tool actually useful? I mean, when should you be reaching for it? Let's get specific. Honestly, think of this as your emergency button for high-stress moments. Feeling that anxiety start to bubble up? Use it. Got a tough conversation coming up? Do this reset first. Feeling crushed by pressure at work? Perfect time. Or maybe you're just stuck, replaying the same thought over and over in your head. Basically,
Anytime you feel that wave of overwhelm starting to hit, that is your signal to do this. And if you make this a regular habit, you're going to see some real changes. We're talking less anxiety, less of that circular thinking that drives you crazy, and way clearer decisions. You'll have fewer of those big emotional spikes. And look, this isn't about giving up or becoming passive. It's the opposite. It's about putting your energy where it actually has an impact, which leads to better actions and, honestly, a lot more calm.
Because really, this whole exercise, it's like a doorway to something bigger. It's a path to a much deeper kind of steadiness in your life. See, the whole point for the Stoics was to find a stable sense of well-being. Think about it, if your happiness depends on getting that promotion or someone liking you, things you ultimately don't control, you're always going to be on a roller coaster. But what if your well-being was based on your character, on your choices and your actions? Well, now you've got a foundation that nothing and no one can really shake.
And that's really the heart of it all. This whole idea, it isn't about controlling life. It's about controlling what's actually yours to control. It's about mastering your inner world, not the outer one. It's about taking 100% ownership of your choices, your actions, your character, and just letting go of the exhausting, impossible job of managing everything else. So I want to leave you with a question you can use literally right now. Just think for a second about what's stressing you out today and ask yourself, what is one thing, just one, that I can release control over? What have I been trying to manage that was never my job to begin with? And what would it feel like to just let it go?